rotate your phone. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see if I do it that way. Is that any good? No, it still says rotate. Okay, I'm going to do it that way. Not faff about today, so I'm not in the mood to faff about. Hello everybody on Facebook. Are you in the mood to faff about today? No, I am not. I'm in a crisp and decisive mode. So yeah, there we go. Hope everybody's very well. Hi to everybody on YouTube. Apologies that you're on that format today, but there we go. It's all about the content, isn't it, and the things that we're going to talk about. And I'm really excited actually today because I'm going to be joined by a beauty brand founder. It's been a bit of a beauty week, hasn't it, really, after Demamiel on Monday. I hope you caught that with the lovely Annie. Oh my goodness, that was just so interesting, wasn't it, to talk to her about all her strange, interesting ingredients. Yes, I know, slightly woo-woo, a little bit of it, but you know, hey, who doesn't love a little bit of crystal wand waving now and then? And I just think some of the herbs and the plants that she was using, particularly some of those azulene content herbs that are so anti-inflammatory, the blue oils for the skin, completely fascinating. So just to recap on that before I move on, these were some of the lovely things that she was talking about. Really, really beautiful products, and I had no idea that she was making them all actually on an organic farm in Hertfordshire, I think she was, or maybe it was Herefordshire, you know, together with the sounds of chanting and crystals and all of that, but really top quality ingredients. This one I particularly love, which was the Summer Facial Oil, which is, look at that colour, just extraordinary. Whoa, it's dropped some. Luckily I caught it on my hand, so it won't be wasted. But this is a particularly good smell. It's really sort of herby, citrusy, fresh. Just lovely, very uplifting. And it was interesting to talk to her, I thought, as well, about the positive impact of fragrance and scents, as in SCENTS, scents, on the brain. And we know that the limbic system, which is the frontal part of the brain up here, which is just really right at the top of the nose, so that we have these little neurotransmitters, which are the first things that a smell will hit, and that's why smell is so closely associated to mood and emotion and memory. You know, I don't know if you've ever got in the lift with somebody or you've been walking down the street and you suddenly catch a whiff of a fragrance or an aftershave or something, and it just, whoa, it takes you, you know, bang, straight back into a situation. You know, it could be good or bad, but you know, smells really do have the power to evoke such powerful memories. So these were a couple of the other things that we talked about. This, I have to say, I've been using this. This was the first time that I tried it on Monday. It's called Exhale Daily Hydrating Nectar. These things are very expensive, by the way. I'm not going to lie. I've done a YouTube tutorial on some much less expensive things using brands like Beauty Pie and CeraVe, but this one is kind of just the next level, I have to say. This is a slightly tinted SPF 30. And again, the smell is amazing. And the ingredients, she was talking about the 3 different weights of hyaluronic acid. Did you catch that? So hyaluronic acid, as we know, is a really powerful natural skin moisturizer. I know it's got the word acid in it, but it's not a scary acid. It's a hydrating, plumping acid. And using those 3 different molecular weights, apparently, is a really good way of just maximising the benefit within the skin. And then last but not least, before I finish off, and then we'll move on to talk about hair, is that she has given us a Liz Loves affiliate code, but it's slightly different. So it's not a discount code, it's actually a free gift code. So for any order that uses Liz Loves, all in capitals, she pops in a travel size of this little beauty, which is called First Fix. And this is the serum that I've been using, and I have to say that I am impressed with it. It's very lightweight, and again, smells amazing, and has all those extraordinary ingredients. So if you want to check it out, the range is called Demamiel. There you go, Demamiel, which was the name of the founder, Annie. And if you use the code on any order, then you get your free First Fix. So that is that. So from skincare. Hi Nikki, hi there. Oh, you're a bit late. What have you been doing? Something good, I hope. Yeah, absolutely, Patsy. Sun and blue skies in London. Isn't it great? Oh, who's got a birthday on Friday? That's nice. Hi Nikki, sunny here in Hampshire, but the sneezes are back. Yeah, are you taking your quercetin? Okay, quercetin is this extraordinary ingredient that I've talked about before. It's part of our immune system, and it helps to control and regulate our histamine. So yeah, if you're somebody who gets particularly summer hay fever, you know, with the pollens and the grasses in particular. For me, I get tree pollen early in the year, so it doesn't matter so much for me now, but earlier in the year I really benefited from having quercetin. Hi, very good to see you all. Lots of new people joining on Facebook and YouTube today. So I was made aware of this new brand and this brand founder who we're hopefully going to talk to in just a moment, a little while ago. And I have to say, you know, I've been working in the world of beauty, particularly for the last 35 years. Obviously started as a small child. I know what you're thinking. And it's very rare, actually, that something comes along that genuinely both intrigues and impresses me. I was super intrigued to hear more about this particular hair care range and the philosophy behind it, because it is completely different to anything else. Okay, so we do have a Liz Loves code, by the way. We have 10%. It's an affiliate discount code using Liz Loves, so I just throw that out there because I think you're going to be intrigued to try it. So here we go. We have Eli. Hopefully, fingers crossed, technology will not fail, because I've got in here, I've got my bag, I'm sitting in my studio, so I've got my basket here with all sorts of interesting things in. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Excellent. Where are you, Eli? It is Eli, isn't it? Have I pronounced it correctly?
It's Eli, yes.
Good.
It's 7:30 in the morning. I am in New York, or just outside New York City, in my home.
Oh my goodness, thank you for getting up so early. Which part of New York State or New York City are you? Because I spent a year of my life living in Manhattan.
So our office is in Manhattan, but my home is outside the city on the Hudson River.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I've got the, whatever you call them, the somethings as well. There's the cold this season is going around.
Oh, yeah. Do you get affected by hay fever? I was just talking to my friends here about quercetin.
I think I heard you. I think I need to look that up as soon as I get off here.
It's really interesting. You know, just as an aside, I've had terrible hay fever for the last of 10 years or so. And I get, you know, really itchy eyes and sniffly nose and coughs and all of that. And for years, I would have to have high-strength steroids and antihistamines. And then I did a podcast with a naturopathic doctor who said, oh, no, you can just use quercetin because it responds in a very similar way as a natural antihistamine. And, you know, much as I love my botanicals, you know, when you've got a medical condition, it makes you a little bit nervous. So I thought, you know what, I'll just try it. And it was completely a game changer. I've been the whole of this year, sort of touch wood, with no medical antihistamines, just using quercetin, and you can take it in a supplement with bromelain, which is an enzyme that makes it work even better, apparently.
That's amazing.
So let me know how you get on. Now let's talk about you and about your amazing brand, because as I was just saying to my team here, it's very rare that something comes along in the world of beauty that is so different and such a game changer. What's your background? How did you come to invent what we'll be talking about, this Hairstory, which is a shampoo, but it's not a shampoo, is that right?
Not shampoo. In fact, we don't use the word shampoo. It cleans your hair, but it's not a shampoo.
Okay.
So my background is that I've been investing in businesses and running businesses my whole career. And one of my favorite businesses was a hair business pretty early on. It's called Bumble and Bumble.
Bumble and Bumble, a New York hair care brand. I remember when that launched. Great brand.
Yeah, no,
Great brand.
It's a great brand. It really is.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful experience. And I went on to other brands. Actually, I ran a business called Jerlique that had its own farm.
Jerlique
as well.
is lovely. Is that Australian?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I love it. Jerlique, lovely products. Really nice.
So anyway, a couple of years ago, I had an idea to start a hair care business again. And really my inspiration was a sort of passion for hairdressers and their amazing influence over consumers and their advisors, and Bumble and other businesses were really moving away from selling through hairdressers and started selling online and selling, so it changed the whole industry. And I thought that's really a shame, because they're amazing at communicating benefits of hair products. And at the same time, some of my former colleagues had been working on a new brand, a new type of way of cleaning hair. So I can't claim being the inventor of Hairstory. It was really invented by and created by a woman who works with us named Jackie. And Jackie's story is that she had horrible psoriasis on her scalp. She's a beautiful woman, and it was just like the bane of her existence. It was very painful, embarrassing, and what she learned and realized is that her hair would really her scalp would flare up when she used shampoo. Yeah. And so she washed her hair as infrequently as she could, but she still had to wash her hair and have it clean. And after leaving Bumble, she started experimenting and started challenging chemists that she knew to come up with a formula that would still clean your hair, but would not have any detergent. So it does not foam at all.
It doesn't foam. It's like a cream. I've just popped some on my hand here so people can see. It's an extraordinary thing.
Yeah, totally different experience.
Yeah.
And so I'm still friends with that group of people. And when I had this idea, I was talking with them, and they said, well, you have to try this product. And I came home and I tried the product, and literally it was the single best beauty product I've ever experienced in my life. Yeah. And I thought, you know what? I want to leave my job and start this new company, and I want to do it with that product.
Oh my goodness.
We brought it all together, and literally within 6 months, we launched the business.
So tell me about it, because, I get loads of things to try, as you can imagine. And, this actually sat on my shelf for a while, and I looked at it, and then I'd look at it again, and I think, oh, okay, so I'll give this a go. And finally, I got around to opening it. And it's very different because the packaging obviously is very different and interesting for a start, but you put it on dry hair. So, you use it, is that right? Or at least I do.
That's exciting if that's worked for you.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, I literally, I use it literally on dry hair, but maybe I shouldn't.
Well, it can work that way, just it's a lot harder to do because you'd have to distribute it.
Yeah, which I do, which I actually quite like combing it through, because
so it becomes like a mask in that case.
Okay, which is maybe why I get. My hair is so well conditioned, and you've got this little kind of gadgety thing that you can rub it in with, which I also really love.
So that's fantastic that you've done that. I do it the easy way, which is I wet my hair first.
Okay.
You pour it in your hand just like you would with regular, the amount of conditioner you would normally use, you put in.
Yep.
And then you distribute it in your hands, you put it through your hair, and then use the brush to make sure it's evenly distributed.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of comb it through with this, which is really a neat little thing. But, like your developer, I have very sensitive scalp. So I don't have psoriasis, but I'm eczema prone on my face, and therefore, that obviously translates up into my scalp as well. And, you may not know this, but I started a beauty company a few years ago, which I'm no longer connected to. But the hardest thing that we ever developed was a shampoo. And, I thought it would be the easiest thing. I thought, hey, it's just a detergent, it'll be fine. But we had over 100 different submissions and trials. I washed my hair so often during those years. And eventually, we found a sulfate-free shampoo. But, it's a conventional shampoo. But, I know the challenges of trying, making something that's colour safe for tinted hair, that's scalp safe. So how does this work then? If you're using it with no detergent, how is it cleaning?
So, great question. Anything that cleans with something called amphiphilic molecules. So amphiphilic means that it has oil-loving and water-loving molecules.
Okay.
And so, like your dishes, the amphiphilic molecules go in.
So water-loving and oil-loving, yeah?
Yeah. And they grab onto the dirt and the oil, and then it's hanging out there, it holds onto it really tightly, and then when you rinse the water-loving side grabs onto the water and pulls everything down the drain.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's this balance between the two molecules. It's not actually the kind of the I don't know, I suppose we're so conditioned, aren't we, to believe that anything that foams or lathers is going to get something clean.
Well, that's part of the process, actually, is that to grab more oil, you have the sulfate and detergent in there that actually creates surface tension with the water and then pulls it through. So that's why the water makes it easier to do the cleaning, to get started. And then, but really the rinsing is what pulls
So the rinsing is more important than anything, because that's where you're rinsing away.
That's what pulls it away. And so new wash has naturally derived amphiphilic molecules, right? So they're fatty alcohols, they're oils, they're essential oils. They have both sides too. But the oil-loving side is just as strong. Right. So it grabs onto everything that's dirty or, oily. Yeah. The water-loving side is weaker. It's just weaker. And so when the water comes through, the water-loving side grabs onto the water, but the bond is only strong enough to pull away things that are loosely attached to your scalp and your hair. So excess oil, product, dirt, anything that you want to get rid of gets pulled away. But your body's natural oil protective barrier and the natural oils you want to stay on your hair, they all stay. So it's not strong enough to pull that away. And that's the whole magic. It's really about what isn't in the product, which is detergent, which is very strong. Not versus, it has nice things in it. It's got great things in it that are helpful for your hair. But the magic in terms of how it cleans is doesn't have detergent.
Do you know, that is so interesting, and the way you describe it and the way you explain it, and I love some of the ingredients in here. You've got lots of natural essential oils, and you talk about natural saturated cleansers, which I guess is what we've talked about, these oil-loving molecules, sunflower seed, jojoba seed, evening primrose oils, that do the job kind of safely and effectively. You are literally, you've got this cream. I'm going to show it again for anybody who missed it. And it is literally just that. And you don't need to use very much. That's the other thing. I mean, I've had this pack and I have been using it regularly for a month or so, but it doesn't really look as if I've been using it. It's incredibly concentrated. And you don't need conditioner. Now, this is the really interesting thing, because so my hair is, like, many kind of a middle-aged woman, is very dry. It's chemically processed. I've got, a lot of highlights and stuff going in. In fact, I washed it this morning and just left it because I was busy working away. And
you have beautiful hair, by the way. I mean, I looked at your Instagram feed.
Oh, well, thank you. I feel that's high praise coming from somebody with your background. Thank you. But, I always use a conditioner. If I travel or I'm away from home, if I haven't got a really good, rich conditioner and I have to wash my hair, I will panic, because there's no way that I can get a brush or a comb through, particularly all the bleached bits at the bottom and where it's a bit dry. So when this pack says you don't need to use a conditioner, I was thinking, yeah, well, I'm sure that might be fine for everybody else, but that's not going to work for me, okay? Anyway, it did. I mean, you are the only person in the whole world to have given me a shampoo that's not a shampoo, okay, I'm not allowed to call it a shampoo, a cleansing product for my hair, that I do not follow with a conditioner. And my hair is really soft. Really soft and shiny. Okay, explain that.
So those same oils that are those natural saturated cleansers with the weaker amphiphilic side, they grab on really well. And some of them stays in your hair. And because that's the part that's really holding onto your hair well. It doesn't pull away.
Yeah.
Those are
that.
exactly the conditioning elements that you would want in the best, richest conditioner.
Yeah.
So they actually stay, and they coat your hair beautifully. They moisturize your hair beautifully. And that's like our big trick. If you wanted to really impress a hairdresser, you say, oh, you have to try this product. They'll say, no way, it's not going to work. You say, just wash your client's hair and then take your comb and go right through it. And
that is the extraordinary thing. That's the thing I hate, actually, about going to the hairdresser when you have your hair done and they give you such a vigorous hair wash, which is great, but then trying to comb it afterwards. I'd never thought about taking that into the hairdressers. Absolutely, this little friend is going to come with me. My next trip to John Frieda, I shall impress them all. I say, you've got to use this.
Yeah.
So, and of course, by doing that, you're also not using any of the silicons, presumably, either, that you would conventionally use in...
Silicone is like the worst thing you could use with a product like this, because the silicone will be harder to get off and could create problems. And so, so you can use silicone. I call it cheating when you use silicone. Like, some big brands, they put tons of silicone in, so your hair feels like you can get through it.
It feels soft. Mm-hmm.
But as long as you've got a strong detergent, you get rid of it again, then you put it back on, you get rid of it.
But then that's a cycle, isn't it? Then you're working against the hair, because you're stripping and then artificially replenishing, whereas this feels like a much more intuitive, kind of natural way to look after our hair.
Well, and we get so many people saying that they finally have the hair that they always felt like they should have, because it lets your hair be your hair. It lets your scalp chill out and balance.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing.
Extra stuff coming in and affecting it. And we just have been thinking about the UK a lot these last couple of days, because this weekend we basically got sold out because of one review by Indian Night in the Sunday
I
Times.
saw that. Oh my goodness, because I saw that, because I always read her page in the Sunday Times, and I just thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to be talking to Eli. That's so great. And yes, she raved about it, didn't she? So does that mean that you've sold out? We can't actually even go and buy any now?
I was worried we would, but we're okay. We shipped some more.
Oh, good. Well done.
Coming in anyway. But no, it'll be fine. But it is one of those things that that people feel passionate about, because it helps them connect to their hair in a different way than they used to.
Yeah.
And a challenge for us is that most people don't wake up every day saying, I think my life would just be so much better if I stopped using shampoo. It doesn't even occur to them that could be part of the problem in their.
Well, I mean, some people do. There has been this trend, hasn't there? Certainly over here, of not washing your hair and just using water. But the people I know who've done it, it seems to work for a while. But your hair then, I mean, it starts to, it just doesn't look or feel great, to be perfectly honest.
I think some people can get away with that. This is like being able to do that and still be clean.
Yeah, so best of all worlds. Yeah.
So it's some people don't shower. There's a great book I read by James Hamlin. The guy hasn't showered in 5 years. He's got a girlfriend. He says that he doesn't smell.
Does he have any friends?
But this, apparently, yeah. He's like a really smart guy. But this is the way to sort of let your body be your body and still be clean.
Yeah, okay. How is it on colour-treated hair? Because obviously what you don't want is to pay all this money to have your colour done, or do it yourself even with time, and then have the shampoo or the cleaning product strip out your colour.
Well, that whole process I described.
Right, these two little bonds.
There's no color-safe shampoo that will pull less than New Wash. So New Wash is incredible for color-treated hair. You can still, our hairdressers use it to apply color and to clean it off your scalp.
Yeah.
So it is strong enough to clean the color away.
Is
but
it?
It won't strip it out of the hair.
Great.
So your color, there was the trend 3 or 4 years ago of super vibrant colors.
Yes.
And,
tell me about it. But both my daughters, one has purple hair, one has pink hair. So yeah, we know all about that.
So those are really hard to keep.
Yeah, they are.
So would prescribe and say, listen, I'm only going to spend the 3 hours doing your hair if you use this afterwards.
I'm going to have to get this for my girls. They will love me forever. I mean, they obviously love me anyway, but this will make me extra loved, I have a feeling.
Well, and you can wash them less frequently as well. When your scalp calms down, you can go longer between washes, which means you're having fewer occasions to even have the opportunity to put your hair in the water, which, can to some degree take some of the color out too. So, it's really great for colored hair.
So the thing that I then use, so I don't have to buy a separate conditioner, which is genius. So it's much less time, and it's saving me there. But the thing that I do really like, is this the one here? Yeah, this is the hair balm. And again, I like to style my hair. Sometimes I'll tong it, I'll curl it, I'll just want to give it a bit of body, a bit of zhuzh. And I usually use a mousse or something like that, but that can be quite drying, and it can make my hair feel a bit brittle, a bit kind of scrunchy. But this, I don't know how you've done it, but you've done something really clever with this as well, because this is like a styling balm. Oops, I need to prime it actually, sorry, I should have opened that one. And it's very lightweight, and it doesn't feel greasy at all. I don't want to do too much, because it will, there you go. You don't need to use very much. I mean, that's plenty, more than plenty actually, for my whole head. I'm going to rub a little bit more through. So, and it smells good. I love your sort of fresh scent. And you can use this on wet or dry hair, can't you?
Yep. So that is basically, it's like a leave-in conditioner with some hold. So it's very, very moisturizing. People with curly hair love it. People with color-treated hair that gets dry from the color treatment love it. It'll give you a little bit of movement.
Yeah, I can feel that. I mean, already, literally, I've sat here. You just do that, and you've got some shape, and I could just go out now. look like I've spent
But
10 minutes doing my hair.
That's what I use too. I'm very fine hair, and so for fine hair, for me, it sort of gives me more volume, which I love. But it's a very versatile product that works really well for people with thick curly hair too. It'll help you define the curls. So it's just a lovely moisturizing styling product.
Yeah, I could imagine it. And then the other couple of things here, which also, what have we got here? I don't think I've tried this. Dressed Up. This has just arrived.
That's a heat protectant.
That's a heat protectant. So that's for blow drying. I mean, I haven't actually had time recently to blow dry my hair because life's been a bit mad. But this will protect from heat. Okay.
From heat, any kind of heat, whether blow dry and iron. Hair balm is really, I mean, you can use it with blow drying, but it's really for hair drying. It's an amazing hair drying product.
That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
For people who like to blow dry their hair, that's what we have Dressed Up for.
Okay. And the last product that I really, really love is your dry shampoo. Well, you can't call it shampoo, the powder. Dry powder. So this has the cutest, I mean, it's like a little Dalek. I don't know whether you have Daleks in America, but it's just like one of those little kind of androidy things, and then you just sort of puff it.
Yeah.
Super fine. I mean, I don't know whether you can even see that. Can you see that?
Yeah, it disappears.
It's genius. I love it. I mean, it just makes me smile. Just the container makes me laugh.
Well, that will help you go longer between washes.
So you can kind of do that, between the sections, like this.
But when you do that, what it'll also do is it's a styling product as well that will give you tremendous volume.
Okay.
So, like, if you want to make your hair look really sort of big, sort of, 80s hair or something.
Yeah, Buffonti.
You put that in, and it'll really plump up your volume.
That is so great, isn't it? My goodness, so what is next for you on the cards? Because you've got, such a great capsule range here. Are you just after global domination, basically?
No. So, we're a family business.
Are you?
My wife works for the company. We've got a nice little office in the city. We've got a great team of people who work with us. We're just trying to be as big as we deserve to be, and we're trying to, not take over the world. We just want some, as many people as are willing to believe that shampoo is the wrong way to clean your hair to join us. We don't launch lots of products. We've got a total of 9 products, and we have another one coming this fall sometime, which is a hair oil that is going to be really exciting. We're just happy to be here and happy to have a small mission to try to change the way people clean their hair.
Brilliant. Well, it's obviously been a really good week for you. I have to say, congratulations on getting onto India Nights page. That's really, really, really good. And lovely for you to join here. Thank you very much for your time all the way from the States to explain about it. It's honestly, I am very, very impressed. And as I said to my friends here earlier, it takes a lot to impress and to hear of something that is genuinely revolutionary and a bit of a game changer when it comes to hair. So thank you. I wish you huge success. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. It was a pleasure to get to meet you and enjoy your farm. It was a beautiful place.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nice to connect, Eli. Bye-bye.
Take care. Ciao.
Bye. Oh my goodness, told you that'd be good, didn't I? Wasn't that just so interesting? And honestly, hearing the science behind it, and no more shampoo, guys. That's what he says. And honestly, if it's good enough for India Night, there you go. So as I mentioned before, we do have the affiliate code. So it is, as always, Liz Loves in capitals. And that's for 10% off everything, and they're going to run that until the end of August, which I think is great. So you can do maybe a little purchase if you wanted to try it, and then if you decide that you like it, then there's time to rebuy, which is always nice before the discount goes. And they are, the website is Hairstory. That's the name of them, hairstory.com. Okay. So Hairstory, so that's it called. New wash, new way to wash hair. Not allowed to call it a shampoo. Be great for guys as well. Be great for the whole family. I am genuinely going to buy some for Lily and Brella, because I think with their hair, because I know, Brella particularly, I think it's that purple shade that she's got, and she spends so much time and money on all these dyes, and then it just most of it disappears down the sink when she's washing it. So that would be a good test, actually, wouldn't it? Right, so one other thing before I move on from hair, and that is, Lots of you were asking about headbands, particularly for the summer. So I thought, if I'm talking about hair, so don't forget that we do still have the offer with Annie Reed at Sanson and Reed. So this is one of my favourite ones at the moment, the linen, the woven linen one. So if you've got any lovely outdoor events to go to, maybe you've got, I don't know, summer weddings now that we're allowed to actually go to them. And this is another favourite. This is quite a kind of simple, chic one. So if you were having a bad hair day, not that any of us are going to have bad hair days now, not now we've discovered Hairstory, then Annie still has given us 10% off. Liz Loves, that's another affiliate code. And something else that I talked about last time was Life Armour. There was a message on my Instagram, I think it was, asking what spray I was using, and I thought that the person who was messaging me was asking about room sprays, but actually we were talking about Life Armour calming spray, some drops actually. And this, I have to say, I have been living on, so grateful. Drops of Balance, these are the adaptogenic herbs. Take some more. Really, really good. I must have another chat with them actually on a live because it's so interesting. This is using mainly ashwagandha, so if you want to know more about that, go to liz.wellbeing.com, the website. It's a lemon balm and schisandra and shatabani root. So really, really good stuff. Definitely takes the edge off. You know that little kind of moment of anxiety or feeling of being overwhelmed sometimes if you've got quite a lot of stuff going on. I've got quite a lot of stuff, I have to say, going on in my life at the moment. And yeah, all help like that is gratefully received. And this was their latest thing. This was the herbal teas, and they are absolutely beautiful. So this one that I've been drinking, in fact, I've got it here. I had it on the go this morning. That's a pretty teapot. I bought that a while ago, actually, from Oliver Bonas, or Bonas. I don't know, is it Bonas or Bonas? Anyway, Oliver Bonas, which is another lovely British family-run brand, lifestyle brand. And I just love that pretty teapot. So you can, you know, put your herbs in there, or you could put them in a tea infuser if you wanted. And this one is the Balance blend that kind of goes with the Balance drops. It is delicious. So the herbs in here, and you could make something similar, I guess, if you wanted. So it's German chamomile. Interesting. German chamomile is the one, the azulene. You know, we were talking about azulene in the Demamio products. So German chamomile is full of azulene. Elderberry, another real favourite. Rose, yeah, I've got to love rose. Lemongrass and tilia. So there you go. And it says that this has been blended in the UK containing 100% organic ingredients widely used for their health benefits. So I am thoroughly enjoying this. So this is the Balance Herbal Blend. We do have the Liz Loves offer, of course, as always with Life Armour. And then this is the other one, which I also really highly recommend. This is your sleepy tea. So this is Slumber and Herbal Infusion. It says switch off, drift off. It's my new bedtime ritual. And this has the lovely calming herbs. So if you want to make a note of these herbs, these are the ones that you need to look for if you're buying a herb tea or you're making a herb tea for the end of the day. So lemon balm, passion flower, so that's also known as passiflora. Sometimes you can get that as a herbal extract, passiflora. Chamomile, lavender, valerian root. So valerian is the real sort of traditional, if you talk to herbalists and they give you, you know, maybe some herbal medication to help with anxiety or to help with stress or to help you sleep, insomnia, then valerian is very often one of the herbs that they'll use. And hops, again, very calming. So this one, it just looks so pretty. I hope you can see that. You've got the little yellow chamomile flowers. Look at these, all organic ingredients. And you've got in there, you can see the little lavender flowers as well in there. And then this one, the Balance one, actually, I think it looks even prettier. So this one, look, you've got all the rose petals. Isn't that lovely? Rose petals, I can see chamomile flowers in there, and oh, all the other things. It smells absolutely heavenly. Lovely present for somebody. So just to say that we do still have the tea set. So these are 15% off with Liz Loves. That's an affiliate code that you just use to get those. So if you were thinking about restocking on your Balance drops, and a lovely combination because I use the Balance drops during the day, so I keep this with me. And then I have the slumber drops at night. So I use both of them. And actually, I think if you then have the teas, it's kind of a reminder. You know, I have these sitting in my kitchen now, and it's a reminder not just to switch on the coffee machine and reach for yet another jangly, jarry cup of coffee that's going to, you know, overstimulate everything. I still have my first cup of coffee of the day, obviously, but, you know, for the rest of it, I'm trying during the day to focus more on the balance, herbal infusion to go along with the drops, and then in the evening, just have that. Yeah, Jane, you've just said, I enjoyed the unwind and relax. Very nice. Yeah, pretty, I agree. Is new wash okay if you have extensions? Yeah, I imagine it would be. I imagine it's probably better. Do message them. They seem like a very switched on company, so I'm sure, you know, all the technical questions. I love that. I just saw a message earlier from Nikki on Instagram who said, why is it that my son starts the hoovering just when Liz goes live? Well, all I can say to that is your son feeling okay? I mean, I cannot recall a time when either, or any, because I have 3 of them, of my sons, got the hoover out. Did he do this unasked? Presumably, if he hadn't scheduled it in. I'm amazed, Nikki. You must let me know what your secret is. A hoovering son. My goodness. There we are. Couple of questions that have come in. La 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 la. Oh, somebody's asking me about ivermectin. Yeah, I did a podcast on that a few months ago with Dr. Tina Pearce. That's in the news today. There's something on the BBC about using ivermectin for COVID, and that's going into trials at the moment. So there we go. What brand of kefir do you use to make at home? So I have 2 brands of kefir if I'm making kefir. So I have sachets from a company called Nourish Kefir. So Nourish Kefir is just a great brand. I did a podcast with their brand founder, Deborah, who literally cured herself of chronic Crohn's drinking kefir. It's a completely fascinating podcast. If you haven't listened to it, go to the Earle Wellbeing Show podcast archives and just key in kefir or Nourish Kefir and you'll pop up. It was one of a series I did with entrepreneurs and, you know, female founders. And she has a great brand, and you can buy her kefir ready-made in mostly health shops, I think. But she also sells the powders, so if you want to make your own, they're much easier to work with than grains. You know, grains are great, but they just grow in your fridge. And they can be a bit temperamental, and they can be a bit sour. Whereas I find that the powdered kefir sachets really work well. And also if you're travelling, hopefully, we are going to be travelling. If you're travelling, so if you're going to stay with some people, or you've got a holiday coming up, you've booked a holiday home or whatever, just take the sachets with you, because, you know, what I do whenever I get anywhere is I, you know, bring out my sachet of kefir powder and ask for a pint of milk, or, you know, pick one up locally, and just overnight, just make it in a jug, and then the next morning you've got kefir. So highly recommend those. I think that you will see that there is a Liz Loves. We certainly did have an affiliate discount code. I think it was 10% with Nourish Kefir. I would just check. You can always find them, by the way, on the website. Always go to Liz Earle Wellbeing. If you just put in Liz Loves, there's a whole section on all the codes and all the different brands I've talked about. And invariably, whenever I'm interviewing somebody or talking to them, if they've got a great product, I'll say, oh, do you have a code that you can share? So that was Nourish. And the other one, of course, is the Good Gut box that we have with Freshly Fermented. So Freshly Fermented, another really lovely British company specialising in all things fermented. So if you fancy making your own kombucha, if you want to make your own sauerkraut or creme fraiche, or they have ginger beer plants, they have turmeric plants, they have kefir grains, you know, you name it. They are literally fermenting so many things. Love to go and see them, actually. I've done a podcast and a live with Wesley, who is their founder. And, you know, he was talking about all the scobies that they were brewing in the sheds, and I could just imagine this kind of, you know, fermentation factory. I think they're down in Hampshire somewhere. So yeah, Wesley, if you're watching, watch out, because I may well come and invade your space. So yeah, so they sell kefir grains, freshly fermented. You can find them online. And we do have the gut box. So if you want the gut box, and that's 6 of my favourite ferments. So So that is, you get kefir grains, you get a SCOBY, you get creme fraiche starter, you get the turmeric bug drink starter, you get your yogurt starter, and I think there's something else as well that I can't remember. So yes, it comes in this lovely box. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. So Martha's on Facebook. Thank you for adding all the links. It's so handy when you're on Facebook, I have to say, because you can just click on the links. But we will put the links on the Earle Wellbeing website. So, or you can go to my bio if you're watching. If you're new on Instagram, you're watching live, or even if you're not watching live, if you're watching on catch up, just go to my bio, and there's that little blue line of type that says Linktree, and then a kind of little string of letters. Then you just click on that, and that links up with lots of links. Oh, look, very good. So Anne has just ordered from New Wash, or she's ordered the New Wash from Hairstory. So she got her discount, and then she says she's got happy hair points. £1.65 off the next order. That's a result, isn't it? Very good. Very good indeed. Lots of chat here. Helen is talking about the multi-nutrient supplements that she's ordered after Life Code GX results. Thank you very much for everybody who shared their stories on about the Life Code, the Nutrigenomics. I've recommended it to so many people. I've lost track actually of how many people, because I think it's so useful and so valuable. And certainly it's been transformational for my life and for many members of my family too, who you will know because I've talked about them before. But that is still ongoing. That offer was going to come to an end, but we've spoken to Emma Bezic, and she has very kindly continued it. So again, it's a Liz Loves affiliate code. But more than that, she's got the special package for us. Normally you have to go through a practitioner to access the code and to access the test. But if there's a special link on the Earle Wellbeing website, and if you click on that, it takes you, it says it's the Earle Nutrigenomic package for Earle Wellbeing, and that gets you the test, it gets you the report, plus it gets you the half-hour consultation with a practitioner for the follow-up. So, which is such a useful thing to do, because you can read through the report, and it's relatively easy to understand, the report. But actually, when you go through with somebody one-to-one, they can often explain some of the genetic variances and what you might need to do to help that. So thank you very much for everybody who has given us feedback. Emma, where do you buy quercetin? So the one that I use, so a friend of mine, Lucinda Miller, has a great website called NatureDoc, naturedoc.shop. And we don't have a Liz Loves code or anything, but I like to mention her because she's another great fab female founder, great nutritional and naturopathic medicine expert, and she works a lot with children and childhood issues. But she has a very good shop where she just sells selected things from different brands that she's found useful in her practice. And there's one on there called allergies, and that is the mixture of the quercetin and the bromelain. And you'll find it on her website. So do go and check that out. I think it was very, very good. Mad About Cats says Life Code GX is amazing. It changed my life. Nikki, he's obviously stopped hoovering because you said peace at last. Excellent. I still need to know how you got him to get the hoover out in the first place, to be honest. That is just about it for today. I hope you have enjoyed it. I was absolutely fascinated by Eli's story, and I love talking to founders about their backstory and the fact that he founded and was connected with Bumble and Bumble. Do you remember that? I mean, it's a great brand, Bumble and Bumble, New York hair care, that black and white packaging. It's kind of iconic. And then Jolique as well, another favourite. My goodness. So I am not going to be with you on Friday. Apologies. I'm not going to be with you live. I'll pop something up on YouTube. Okay, how about that? Is that a deal? So head over to the Earle Wellbeing YouTube channel. This week is actually a bit of a momentous week in my family because Kit, my middle boy, is leaving school. So he's done his last A-level. He's been taking L-theanine. He's been drinking his Mind Indie powders for concentration, and he can put all of that aside now for the summer and totally lose focus on everything till hopefully he goes to uni. Oh my goodness, it's going to be such a stressful day, isn't it? Is it August the 12th? The A-level results come out. Anyway, I wrote it in my diary. So anyway, so this is his last week at school. He had his last cricket match yesterday, and he's got leavers events on Friday. So we've got a kind of toned down, obviously, because of everything changed, the flipping restrictions, so we were supposed to be doing all sorts of things, parents and kids together, but now everything has been changed. But we are able to do certain things outdoors, including sports, a bit of sports day and a bit of Leavers Day. So I should be doing that with my boy on Friday. So apologies for not being here live. I will be back here live on Monday, and I'll show you something really exciting on Monday. I'm not allowed to show you until Monday. Honestly, the suspense is killing me. But anyway, I will be back here live on Monday, and I do promise to try and feed my Instagram with some fun things. I might bring you some pictures behind the scenes of what's going on in the chaotic household at the moment, but I will pop some things up on YouTube as well, so I hope that's good. I'll have the Friday 5 podcast, which will go live on Friday. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already. We've got some great things going into that this week. Also, there is a brand new episode of the Earle Wellbeing show out today. It's all about trees and the heartbeat of trees. Can you believe it? Can you believe that trees have heartbeats? Well, not actual heartbeats, I guess more like bark beats perhaps. But completely fascinating podcast that I recorded very recently with an amazing German forester, Peter. And he was in his little hut in the forest in Bavaria, and I was at home on the farm, and we were talking about trees, and it's absolutely enchanting to listen to. So much interesting information. Honestly, find a tree and go and sit under it in the sunshine if the sun is shining where you are, and listen to this podcast. It's just great. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you for all your lovely messages. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, message me. Tell me how you got him to find the Hoover, let alone plug it in. Anyway, have a lovely rest of your day. Enjoy the sunshine if it's shining where you are. I hope it is. I'll see you very soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.